Looks like we are going live here, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us. This is the ETF2L season 21 for Highlander, brought to you by manco.store. I am eXtine. We got Scrambled on production, joined by CeeJaey, SDCK versus POYOTECH. Our first map goalie wash underway here, mid-fight, happening right now.
I really want to see what these snipers are going to do if they get the early kills, but they haven't. Middle's actually the first one to get a kill. He gets Jackie legs, which is really interesting. Jackie going in a little bit too deep there. Agi is lurking behind. Well, Yahoo's a little bit too away. Hugo's in behind. He's getting so much damage done. Gedu gets backstabbed. Kazarok, Clark, Yahoo, Sandburn. They're all getting cleaned up. Poker is going to be the last one to die there. Maybe May is also going to be a casualty. And Mezzo gets cleaned up. That's basically a white eXtine.
Yeah.
Jackie Legs is the only spawner. Who was the first casualty?
Yeah. And that shows where maybe I think in this map sometimes the sixes mentality might backfire because you're a soldier and you're like, oh yeah, I'll just like bomb in and get in there. And if you go in so aggressive, there's so many other players that are around that can just shut you down. Jackie Legs going down again, and that's 20 seconds until he's back on spawner. And then really it was Hugo and Aj really timing that aggression. Aj coming up from behind the banana while Hugo jumped up the drop down. And just huge damage as the Ubercharge coming in here. They're being very aggressive with it. This is the smart play here. Try to get the capture while they have the opportunity. They've gotten a few frags, but the Ubercharge is over. Heavy weapons guy under the point. Kazarok on the backside. Rambo Star standing on it alone. He gets taken out. I think the push is falling apart.
Yeah, the issue that happened there, I mean, it's stolen over as Agi and Joe were in Secret, and Poker's going to be the one to clean up those two kills. The reason that all fell apart was because T-Borden, they came in through main, and T-Borden was dropped out of the Uber. Sandburn with the sticky traps, and you know, you definitely want your Pyro alive for this push. Gedu still doesn't have his Uber quite yet, and it does look like POYOTECH want to kind of hold this big door area. But yeah, dropping the players in the Uber and not really focusing anyone in particular, that's why things all went wrong.
Yeah, Hugo went down above river. They're actually pushing all the way through big door here, trying to just get an advantage. Maybe find the medic. They get a couple frags here. Now they're going to put capture time on the Spire.
Yeah, I mean, they had to use their Uber through big door there to try and get the space, but they didn't get Layla, so she is going to have Uber now. So, you know, there are a few players down, no Pyro, no Heavy. It might be tempting, but no, here we go. It's going to be the Uber onto Joe and middle. They're going to come in onto second, and look at Yahoo just denying everything. They're losing players though. Gedu has gone down, as has most of his combo, and POYOTECH are just retreating back to the safety of Choke there.
Yeah, and they're getting a lot of work done there. Mezzo is there just banged up, trying to just get a stab. Not able to get through. A lot of players getting wiped out here. They're going to be able to get second. A lot of players still down here as well, so we'll see if the momentum can come through. Only 4 players getting that respawn. Will be 4 more players in just a few seconds, though.
Yeah, they're going to be spawning, and it's... I mean, POYOTECH trying to do the smart thing and waiting for the Uber advantage. They're 75%. It looks like they want to go for a river push. It might even be a water push, and Sandburn is being really aggressive because he's trying to predict that, but Jackie Legs actually goes down there to middle again. He's dominating him. So no soldier for an attempt to deny this push, and yeah, they're going to go in through river.
Yeah, here comes the pop coming in here. Joe turning around to deal with the sentry gun that was in the corner. Now he's rotating over to Secret here. The soldier guys have gone down here. A lot of players being lost here. Heavy weapons behind the point. He's going to get taken out. Carpy just trying to push in here. The scout there as well. Middle, they want to finish it. The medic throwing in arrows. Healing the scout. Soaking him. He's on the point, but going to get taken out eventually by Jackie Legs Black Box.
Hey, he spawned. He was the first person to die, you know, before the push even came in, but he was spawned just at the right time to be able to help contest that point. Both him and Sandburn were 1 meat shot away from dying. If Middle had just got those perfect meat shots, he would have been able to cap that point, but Layla did survive, so it's going to be about a 50% add, and Rabisor, he gets the force using the Frontier Justice crits.
Yeah, Carpy with 2 snipes in the midst of that as well. A lot of work on big door. And this is going really well for POYOTECH at the moment.
Yeah, they used their Uber because of that force, and Layla still, and oh my gosh, Rambosaur is on the screen on Sandburn. No demo. If they push within the next few seconds, no demo is going to be available in this fight. T-Borden's already in water. They've Ubered him through river. Jackie Legs gets headshot. Carpy is just on absolute spree. Finally gets taken down by Kazarok. But this time I think it's just a little bit too much for SDCK to handle.
Yeah, just too many players thrown on the point. Very strong opening from POYOTECH. Getting that mid-fight one. Not quite getting the initial pushes, but just this back and forth over second. Certainly coming out ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of look at the scoreboard, and Kazarok's only on 4 points, whereas Karpi is, at the top of the scoreboard for his team. Karpi definitely having the better of that round, and Clark only on 1 point. So some players on SDCK not really getting into the game at the moment, and yeah, POYOTECH definitely looking the stronger of the two teams so far.
Yeah, we'll see how this mid can go. Mezzo trying to decloak in the corner. Hasn't been spotted yet. Karpi gets Gedu though. Sniped him on Joe while Mezzo does come out. Snaps Poi. Kazarok giving 2 snipes to Layla and Joe. A lot of frags going down. POYOTECH hurting this round.
Yeah, in the space of that one mid-fight, Kazarok went from 4 to 10 points. So he's showing, like, yeah, you know what, I need to step up, and he definitely did that. I mean, Karpi, amazing first snipe. We talk about Gully Wash, these early snipes from the players as the mid-fight goes on, but Kazarok responding in kind, and it's basically equal Ubers here, but look at SDCK, they're so aggressive in Big Door, they want to try and challenge this second point already.
Yeah, players on River, Hugo jumping around to contest the Red Soldier that's pushed into Choke. He will actually go down there as the Heavy pokes through Big Door. The Heavy has taken some damage. Karpi getting a snipe on Mezzo the Spy. Karpi's working from River, and Red hasn't been able to get in through Choke. There was a few players poking, but they had to back out. The Big Door pressure's still there.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart play from POYOTECH. They knew that they couldn't really commit on the floor, so they just retained the high ground, played from there, and made it very, very awkward for SDCK to push through. And as soon as they lost Sandburn there, they were like, okay, we can't push this without our demo. But it does look like Jackie Legs is trying to make some space during the choke. But at the moment, the onus is definitely on SDCK. They have the midpoint, they're around down, they start to need to think about doing something to try and break the stalemate.
Yeah, Aj and Clark trading there. The players laughing about it as the sentry kills Aj, but Clark, let's go down there.
This is where the sniper battle, you were talking about it, eXtine, about how important the sniper battle is going to be. I actually think SDCK have got something different in mind. So you take a look at Jackie Legs, like, he's just trying to spam in through the choke. He's not got a banner on or anything, it doesn't seem. But it does look like he's trying to just, look for an area where he can maybe go in for a sack. And I think that's what SDCK want to do, whereas POYOTECH are just happy to beam Karpi in the choke and wait for people to walk into his sight line. Because at the moment, he's hitting these shots, and it's going to be very hard for them to get any space.
I feel like that's the nature of this map, just kind of regardless, but Sixes and Highlander, especially Highlander though, it's going to be really tough to find angles to get a soldier in. There's really only kind of 2 options. Big Door and Choke. And Choke, obviously it's real easy to keep eyes on, and there's just so many players there. Big Door, it's hard to get in there, and then especially with Highlander and having more players, you can't necessarily get into lobby and get behind and just be really obnoxious behind. So you have to play a little bit standard, and that's where, the banner I think is maybe a better choice versus gunboats. Gunboats to mid, I see that, but he's still running gunboats right now.
Yeah, he just did go in through the sack into He's going again, but the thing is, Layla stood right inside the dispenser.
Yeah.
There's a dispenser in the bush around the corner, so every time Jackie Legs jumps in through, he's getting 1 rocket, but she just stands inside the dispenser, and she's shielded for a decent amount of damage. So Poker's actually managed to get him behind, but gets cleaned up by middle, and it just does look like they're just poking and prodding. This time they've managed to get Mezzo in behind. He drops down, and he gets the drop onto Layla.
There we go. That was a nice stab for sure from Mezzo. Great setup. Worked through the yard, took his time.
I mean, and they lose Joe as well. Joe goes down to Clark as they're just deciding to take the Uber in and just try and get control of this second point. And maybe based on the fact that those spawn times, they could probably move them onto the next point. But you saw what SDK were doing. They were just trying to get room for their players to go in. And yeah, Jackie Legs was the one that was the only one kind of sacking in, but then they get the space for.
Pressure on the point right now from the engineer and the scout. Just get on the point and capture it. ×3 with the 2 players. Well played by Clark and his aggressiveness.
Yeah, that was really, really well played actually, because often you find like when you try to go point to point, it doesn't quite work because those respawns come in, but they were very fast. They just focused the point, and then they got the cap time that they needed.
Yeah, and we have the player chat app because we have it blanked out on broadcast. You just never know. You can't let somebody pirate your broadcast. But the Jackie Legs saying "Poyo bro what?" It's, good trash talk mid-round. Poyo what? Poy bro what?
Yeah, I think Poi had an interesting strat on that. on last there, and it didn't quite work out. But actually, Gedu goes down really early on there, and
Yeah.
it does look like SDCK are struggling. Clark 3 HP, Sandburn 35. They can't really contest this.
Yeah, definitely a much more scrappy mid-fight. Layla is able to get out 80% and getting the health pack in lobby, so able to get some kind of recovery. Jackie Legs will be jumping through, but this is where with Highlander and just so many players, there's just nowhere to run to because there's just going to be players everywhere. He gets taken out eventually, and Poyo have kind of backed up a little bit. They did have to use there. Yeah, Layla and Big Door has popped. And they get pod skirt, but I don't know if that's enough.
No, they have this huge Uber advantage, but then Mezzo gets the double kill. Layla and Karpi both going down, and it's questionable really. Joe and Haji getting cleaned up as well. You know, they are getting cap time on the midpoint here. And they have got actually Hugo taking down Sandburn and May. Now he's going to be fighting Jackie Legs. Is it ad 6? Gully Washman. Oh, he gets the end shot onto Jackie and he almost kills him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rambo with the cleanup.
Yeah, easy stuff there, and SDCK, yeah, end up kind of flipping the situation backwards. They, you know, did pick up the Uber Charge advantage. Got some forward spawns there. Actually, you look like mostly forward spawns. That's actually quite huge.
Yeah, I mean they get the point, but they do have this huge Uber dis ad here. And Getty's actually going to use using it through choke, and May and Sandburn are going to be the recipients.
Yeah, Devilman pushing forward. Sandburn trying to cut some players off. We will find Karpi point blank. Rambosar still on the low ground, lurking around. Not too many other players from blue, and Hugo has gone in through drop down as well. He's going to come in and try to assist the engineer. Heavy weapons guy will stuff that though, and 5 players down. Fairly long respawn timers right now. SDCK not super aggressive, but starting to rotate through Big Door now. Oh, and this team is cut off. They're going to have to use the Uber Charge, and they're going to have to flash all these players just to get back, just to get out. They're going to pick up Clark. I have to watch out for the counter push. They lose Joe there.
Yeah, that's not what you want there. You don't want to get forced. They just got totally sandwiched. Layla gets cleaned up as well as, you know, SDCK just being really aggressive. If they got any cap time on the second point, but they're chasing to get the frags in lobby. Karpi going down as well.
Yeah.
Huge Uber ad for them now. They can push in here before Layla even spawns.
Picking off Karpi there is great. You know, it's kind of a similar effect of having the Demo Man down. I mean, they do have to worry about those stickies, and they do pop through the doorway early. And they have some pressure on the point, getting players on there. The Pyro's clearing players out. There's other madness going on. Yeah, got to reflect early, but the Soldier and the Pyro still in there. And they get the capture. 2-1 now to SDCK.
I was talking about the pick classes on SDCK. Mezzo and Kazarok are now top scoring for their team. They're almost outscoring their medics. You know, Kazarok is just absolutely... And the thing is, they haven't been like... You know, other than Mezzo getting that big drop onto Layla, we've not been calling a lot what they're doing because there's a lot of action going on, but they're getting the kills sort of in the background. And it's just those constant kills from those pick classes that just makes it really awkward for POYOTECH to sort of really solidify themselves. But yeah, it looks like a bit of a pause going on here.
Yeah, pause. So one of those things, you know, we always get to speculate as casters. You always get to wonder, they just get rolled in 2 minutes. You know?
Yeah. What happens in 90 seconds?
Pause, tactical pause.
I mean, it could be. I mean, we could. I mean, it would make sense if SDCK sort of wiped them this mid and go, and POYOTECH are 3-1 down, and they're thinking, how do we go from 1-0 up to 3-1 down? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Or it could be that SDCK had a really, really bad mid fight, and you know, they're feeling a little bit sweaty, thinking, oh, it's 2-2 now.
Yeah.
What do we do?
Yeah, it could just be a regular crash as well. We could be profits, but we could be completely wrong. And yeah, it could be spoiler alert. You know, we'll just speculate. We'll just see. But yeah, certainly has been interesting. I mean, there's been some good plays from SDCK. Well, actually, we are live again here. I'm very curious how this mid fight is going to go. Right now, both teams kind of spread out. Neither team being too aggressive, trying to attack the other team's turf. Ash is in there, kind of gets detected though, not able to get work done. Jackie Legs kind of low health on the low ground, while Hugo able to bomb in. Karpi with another snipe on Gedu there, also gets Kazarok. Then a reflect from Borden onto Jackie Legs. Certainly not going so well for SDCK here.
Yeah, that reflect wasn't fast enough to deny the medic kill there. Layla, again, it seems that, you know, POYOTECH are getting the kill onto Gedu pretty regularly on the mid fight, and then a couple of seconds later, Layla's getting cleaned up. So they're not going to have a huge Uber advantage. It does mean that they're going to be able to solidify second, but they're not going to have that huge advantage to sort of carry on to the last point. As Layla gets spawn camped by Mezzo, and the XDs are coming out from the players in chat, and there is a lot of BM going on in his team.
There is. I don't know if I call it. Yeah, it is BM.
I mean, there's a lot of players who've played for either
BM.
teams.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible BM. It seems to be in good fun. But yeah, they're certainly pretty chatty today, which is funny. It's funny at this point. Nobody said anything too rude.
Do you actually see Jackie Legs running? He's on the black box conch now, so maybe SDCK are thinking, okay, we're not going to go for these bombs again with Jackie. Maybe we're going to try to start doing some conch pushes.
Wow.
But they still have control here of second POYOTECH.
Yeah, and it looks like that's where the pause was too. So
yeah,
back to normalcy here. So
I mean, Gedu has 100%.
Yeah.
I think SDCK want to push out now.
Yeah, I would think they would, and if they can get into wood and feel confident, or just get into river, but they're still just so far back. Gedu doesn't really have any players. Maybe they just kind of in the madness of whatever the pause was. Maybe they lost track of the Uber charges.
It is notoriously difficult to push out from last of Gully, especially in Highlander. And it does look like POYOTECH are playing on big door, even though they've got this huge disad. You have to push it to stickies, a heavy, a reflecting pyro. Very, very difficult for you to get the space, and maybe SDCK were just thinking, well, we haven't got any major picks. We can't really do it. So yeah, it's going to equalize these Ubers out and give POYOTECH an opportunity to maybe make a play on last and get some sort of space for themselves.
Yeah, SDCK, up 2-1, but so they're maybe slowing the tempo down here a little bit, playing a little bit safe, but just one round away. Gotta be careful.
They're taking lobby now. Looks like POYOTECH want to get Carpi into position, something like that.
Rambo's sword goes down. He was trying to move his gun around, got picked off there. That's an offensive engineer. We do hear a banner coming out.
That's the battalions from Jackie Legs. He's holding it. It does look like he's waiting for maybe a sack or either a sack from the enemy team to try and help his team stay alive, or maybe an aggressive play. And then again, he's going to use it now. Everyone's going to take a lot less damage, but it's not really to be able to get aggressive with it. He's trying to jump around, but just keeps his team alive there, I guess. But nothing really much, and it's all down to POYOTECH. Are they going to get Agi into a position for a stab? Are they going to get Carpi in a position for a snipe? Are they going to try and play into water? Poy's jumped into water, but he's very, very lonely, and he's got middle for company now. But again, Posca and Jackie very, very aware of that.
Yeah, a couple frags have gone down. Ash and Carpi taken out. And there goes Rambo Soar. Offense kind of just bleeding a couple players here, but SDCK still not quite able to find a complete, comfortable opening to push forward, or results with a sack from a pick class,
Yeah, I mean, there's 12 minutes left in the game, and this is when you start to actually look at it like, okay, we can start maybe playing the time here, because the round time is down to about 6.5 minutes nearly. So in 6.5 minutes, the whole round basically just resets, and we go for another mid-fight. And SDCK, they're not going to push out unless they feel comfortable that they've got a huge enough advantage. They didn't push out on a 50% ad. They're definitely not going to be pushing out anytime here. So they're just going to be waiting, and sometimes that's okay because you just bleed the clock down. They are in the lead. There's no sort of emphasis on them having to make a play, but at the same time, you're giving POYOTECH a lot of time and opportunity to go for that. And if they do get that hero shot onto Gedu or something like that, then that's when you start to worry about conceding the round and tying things up late on into the game.
Yeah, well, maybe that's a topic of round timer, something that we can come back to in discussion between maps, because certainly be interesting to see how that changes things. I know there's been discussions in the Sixes community about that factor.
Yeah, and Highlander 5CP, it's something, especially trying to crack class. You can see POYOTECH are trying to do different things there, and actually sending in Hugo and middle into water. So maybe now they're going to try and go for the point. They're actually getting onto the point. Times 3!
Why, he stood off it though. Middle abandons the back cap strat. And they rotate, and Rambo Sora gets killed.
But what this does now is it forces Posca to stand on the point because they've got half the cap, now if they go for another cat play, it's very dangerous for them, and now they have to play those players close to the point, which is going to give more room in places like main, balcony, and river for players to maybe go for a snipe or go in for a sack. So they're just trying to put SDCK out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, we'll see what they can accomplish here with Aj in middle, respawning here. Again, SDCK still posted up. 5 minutes on the timer for the round.
Does look like POYOTECH really haven't taken advantage of the fact that the point is going to... Oh, Carpy with the kill onto Kazarok. That's the first big pick, and they're going to Uber in next time.
Yeah, Aj was going to pressure the point here. The heavy weapons guy, though, was there. Ubercharge comes in. Do they get the exchange, the backup? Jackie Lakes is down. Citric Gun right on the corner there, right by the shutter. 4 players down for Red Team Gator. He's in a lot of trouble as well. The Pyro's there. There's pressure from behind the point, and it's going to be Bordone taking the capture there.
That was a really well played push. They got the kill onto Kazarok. They could have maybe milked that Uber for slightly longer, but they use in, flash a bunch of people, and they just spread out. They just get everyone into really good position so that when the Ubers are over, they continue fighting. And then players, during all that distraction, went into water and were able to contest the point. SDCK didn't know where to look, and it made it very easy for POYOTECH to clean that up and tie things up 2-2.
Yeah, Jackie Legs flying in. Good job getting onto the ledge. Well, so window of Banana, but as he comes in there, the heavy weapons guy just takes him out with help from Hugo.
Actually, so many kills going here for POYOTECH. They haven't lost a single player, and SDCK look a little bit rattled here. They've lost 4 or 5 players. Gedu does survive this mid-fight, but so does Layla, so you know, they're going to maybe try and contest this from the top of second, but they're still waiting on a few spawners. And just take a look at POYOTECH. They're already in through big door.
I'm a caster, so I don't got much better to do than harp about mentality. And you certainly have to wonder if there was kind of like a defeatist edge to that. Like, okay, well, let's just hold last. We have a round up, you know? And that's not the way to think about it, you know? You have to think, okay, well, yeah, we have a round up, but we're better than these guys. And if our defense is holding, then we need to push out. But if there's not like an urgency to push out, then eventually you're going to lose the round. And now that the game is tied up, you know, yeah, POYOTECH just feel encouraged by all of this. Mezzo coming in does get a stab on Carpy.
Yeah, it does give kind of a bit of, sort of reinvigorates the team when, you know, basically they gave POYOTECH a lot of room, a lot of freedom to just do whatever they wanted. And there was nobody really going for an aggressive play other than, of course, you know, Mezzo trying to get in behind and go for a stab or something. But you're putting a lot of pressure on one player who, you know, they're all going to be looking for. You know, sometimes you want to see maybe sending your soldier in for a sack or getting aggressive into lobby, get your sniper some room. But they were happy to sit on last. And now, you know, not holding on to the midpoint, sort of around 8 minutes to go with getting to that point now where another round can really, really be maybe the killing blow for this map. And you know, SDCK, they're playing very aggro on the choke, and it's just going to be another sniper battle, I feel, because I don't think they're going to risk Jackie Legs going in for anything too dangerous.
Yeah, things definitely kind of slowing down. But, you know, 7:45 on the clock, and Kazarok just trying to poke in here, trying to work. With Carpy down, he has a little bit of an angle here.
He's allowed to get more aggressive when the enemy sniper is down, but Carpy is respawned now, and it looks like they want to take this big door, taking the sniper big door, get some space, maybe go for a different sort of kill, different sort of angle. But POYOTECH, they seem to be the opposite right now, playing slightly passive with their sniper and just rotating their heals to be a little bit more defensive and reactionary. So, you know, Kazarok's peek and choke right now. There's literally nobody there. The entirety of POYOTECH are on big door.
Yeah, and right now, I do like this move from POYOTECH. They're going to come in with the Ubercharge. The counter pop from Gator does save the scout there, who's very low health. Pushing the Pyro in. Yahoo able to get in pretty close there.
Yeah, they dropped Joe. I mean, I'm not sure if he got juggled, but he was just staying in for far too long. But after the Uber, Poy and Middle are cleaning up a couple of kills there. No Poker, no Clark, so we've got no Heavy and no Sentry to deal with, and Yahoo is extremely weak, has to wait for an arrow, and that would have been a good opportunity for POYOTECH to bust through, but I'm not sure they were aware of how much damage they'd actually done. They're happy to just chill and retreat and kind of reset back to where we were before.
Yeah, Aj is behind. He sees the push attempt here. Ramblesore has gotten picked off, but there goes Jackie Legs taking out Yahoo as well. So now this choke push doesn't have quite as much presence, especially with Sandberg going down. So 5 players going down for SDCK. Ash getting the stab on Castrock as well. Things opening up here. Gedu 93% running away. Has to hook up with a scout to finish building this. A few players going to be respawning here. But some of the crucial players still about 5 seconds left on the respawns.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure what SDCK were trying to do there. I thought they were trying to get some space for... Actually, no, they've got Agi on the point. He gets like 50% and they're going to go for the Uber again. They're going to focus the point. They've Ubered in. They got some more cab time. Hugo is in water, just keeping Yahoo busy. They do lose Joe, so maybe a collapse this time isn't working. Poi and Middle are lurking in water. They're forcing SDCK to come on the point. Poi's going to get 2 kills. He's got a 5 kill streak. Carpi manages to get a headshot to Samba.
Look at Borden right now. He's coming around. And I don't think anybody spotted him. He's a little bit slow getting up the ramp. He's able to push away the other Pyro, and he's got low health, but it doesn't matter. It's the capture.
It's almost like he was cloaked. He just slipped in from river into water. Everyone thought, okay, we've dealt with Poi, we've dealt with Middle, we've dealt with Hugo. There's no one else who can get this cap on the last point. And T-Borden just slips in there and gets it. And again, like, that was maybe SDCK feeling, taking that advice eXtine, wanting to be a bit more aggressive and pushing into mid there, and it just didn't work out for them. And that's how hard you can get punished when you make a mistake like that on a map like Gullywash.
And this mid fight going underway here, a little bit slower from SDCK, just kind of staying on the low ground, not really taking their side. Wonder if they're wondering if they can get an opportunity to take the enemy side. Hugo and Jackie Legs have a little exchange over on the left-hand drop side, and Jackie Legs and SDCK will come out ahead of that. Right now, things still going, kind of slow for them, but okay. Mezzo gets taken out. Ash coming in here. We'll get the stab on Posker as Kazarok also getting sniped. So now SDCK is starting to have things slip away from him a little bit. Jackie Legs bombing, though he gets Layla and Joe. Both medics were just about to get Uber charged, but Layla losing their life there. I do believe that was a drop too, judging by the sizzling medic gun.
Yeah, Gedu uses his Uber, so he's still going to have an Uber advantage. It's not going to be as big as maybe SDCK had hoped. But that's a really interesting strat there, just sitting in big door and just soaking up the pressure. A lot of players in SDCK were very, very weak there. We're talking like half a meat shot would have killed them. But they were just sitting there and hoping that their players would pick people off, and they did. They picked off a couple of POYOTECH players, and POYOTECH were kind of just like, well, we can't really push across the point because a sniper's watching, and we can't pressure the snipers because his entire team's supporting him. And then eventually, when sort of the fight gets into its end stages, Jackie Legs with the huge bomb. So it does look like SDCK want to take this. It's only going to be about 20% advantage, if that. But SDCK want to use it. They have to use it.
Yeah, I think they're... Well, the Pyro is coming in here. 5% from Layla away, though. The soldier bombing away over to the point. Boy is there, the scout on top of him. Yeah, does get the damage to get the kill, but the Ubercharge is out from Layla. Spy underneath is retreating. Red team in reverse.
That was so close. I mean, they use him from river. Yahoo actually got kind of boosted in there by some damage, so he was thrown forward, and Rambasaur was actually a big deal as to why they won that. He was hiding sort of in the little area around from main, and just got a ton of damage onto Yahoo, so he wasn't really that effective later on in the fight. But POYOTECH kind of looking keen to want to push out here, and this could be a mistake. If they don't get a really good push out here, eXtine, then SDCK can punish them.
Yeah, it's certainly a risk, but this is also, what I was talking about earlier, the kind of the playing to win. They're not just staying back on last. They've smelt an opportunity, and they want to kind of crush any chance that SDCK has to win this map in the last couple minutes by potentially pushing out here, getting a kill on Gedu. Though, as things have developed, they've just said, maybe not. Maybe staying back and staying safer is going to be better to do here.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes. I mean, SDCK have a couple of Ubercharge pushes left in them before... Oh no! Layla with the drop! Kazarok peeks, takes her down, and that could be the catalyst for SDCK to take in a huge Uber advantage. They're going to use it really, really early. They're going to go in through main. T-Born's going to have his work cut out, but he can't do that much. And SDCK are just swarming the point now. Hugo is the only one alive on the point. He's joined by Rambo, so they're actually doing it. No!
Nice frags from Jackie Legs at the end there on the point. Looks like he had a force spree before the cap was finished. And certainly, huge. Yeah, just great push from all off that drop, though, of Layla and that snipe. Yeah, that's what you need sometimes to get things going. This map's so difficult. You do need key frags like that a lot of times. Just a minute 15 left, or we're probably heading towards a 3-3 scoreline.
Yeah, I mean, unless someone's going to get wiped here. Actually, Yahoo with the jetpack is going to launch into choke, so maybe they were hoping to get aggressive and just catch people out, or maybe they consider it dead time.
Yeah, it was good coordination with Jackie Legs. I mean, I did like that bomb, and they're starting to get some frags here. Poy has gone down. There goes Carpy as well, caught out. It's just 4 players up there in yard. They're backing up. Not too much pressure from the flank, but there is a sniper looking across. The medic is able to tuck in. Jackie Legs still jumping around, though, on the second point. He's safe. Borden goes down. The pressure's still on here from SDCK. They have 30 seconds left to win this map.
This is still doable for them. T-Borden down for another 10 seconds. No pyro on last. They can make a point play here and be relatively uncontested. And yeah, they want to go in through main. Yeah, they want to get the Ubers exchanged early here, so they still have time to cap. The scout getting on point, forcing the medic rotation, forcing the flash on the heavy. Podscar taken out behind. The pyro pushing in here. There's not too many players left, but Jackie Legs on the point along with the pyro. They're on the point. Oh, are they doing it? No, the blue team storming in here. They're going to clear it off. They're going to get the defense covered. Few seconds left. That was so close. I mean, can you imagine POYOTECH just looking at themselves right now thinking we were 3-2 up with a couple of minutes to go and we could have just taken this map home easily, and then their medic drops and they almost get capped to make it a 4-3 in the last few seconds. So, yeah. I mean, this is like by the edge of their fingertips. They held on to this into this map. So, I mean, both teams getting 1 point guaranteed from this map. But obviously we're going to need a golden cap to find out who's going to get that second extra point. Do we have a crits here? No, okay. No. Jackie Legs! He's in their big door! He takes down Layla and Joe! And I think that may just have won them the mid-fight, maybe even the round. Yeah, I think Sandburn must have been in there too, because Borden got a reflect, but everybody just getting destroyed by that aggressive bomb in by Jackie Legs and Sandborn. Yeah, I mean, they've already got ×2 on second. People aren't going to be responding. I mean, Getty doesn't even have his Uber yet. Yeah, this is how quickly it's going. Yeah, in some sense, there were almost too many players on 2, and they could have been getting even further in. Players have respawn now. Will be an Uber push versus no Uber. Full ad. Pyro coming in here. Pyro leading the way here. Yahoo's got the Uber charge on him. Scout getting some feature focus of it was. Layla's just trapped behind point by herself. Gonna just get blazed down here. They're gonna push players out. What a quick golden cap. A minute 15. GG's called. A huge mid fight. And then SDCK just charging in with that Uber charge Pyro. Well executed push. That was crazy. I mean, that was just very, very clinical. Jackie Legs with the bomb definitely opening things up, just being so aggressive. We've not seen that on any of the mid fights so far, where players just going that deep. But he jumps all the way into their big door before Joe and Layla have even come out, and he just takes them both out. And then everyone else is just being aggressive on the point. They managed to clean up everybody on POYOTECH. The only casualty for SDCK was Sandburn, and yeah, then they just push into last. Through river, nice and easy, and they're going to take the golden cap. So yeah, 2 points for SDCK so far, and just the 1 for POYOTECH. And I mean, that's got to sting a little bit, right? I mean, they won the first round. They looked pretty in control. They were doing pretty good, and then SDCK started getting a few rounds, and then I don't know, like being 3-2 up with a couple of minutes to go, and then losing it all, kind of like. Maybe that's going to be sticking in their heads. Looks like we are underway here on our second map today. Welcome back to the ETF2L season 25 question mark because I pulled it up. 21 of Highlander. This is SDCK versus POYOTECH, eXtine, and CeeJaey are mid underway here. Yeah, we're actually seeing a jetpack from Yahoo as he jumps up. He gets denied, but Jackie Legs jumps in deep. And yeah, the aggressive play not really working out, but Mezzo is going to take down Carpy fairly early on. Yeah, Hugo now bombing in here. He gets behind Gedu. Clark, I guess, has that cornered. But yeah, again, the Jackie Legs Pyro combo just didn't really work out. Oh, on Kazarok, you hear the medic scream rain out as Kazarok headshots Layla. And again, you see you see the chaos that POYOTECH try to do. They're throwing players forward, and despite Jackie Legs and Yahoo going in really deep. Everyone else just held that line and waited. And as the time went on, it just went into their favor.
Well, and especially with Mezzo and Kazarok being the two players that kind of were able to capitalize on that the most. I think both players got at least 2 frags each there. Kazarok getting stabbed down though, as the Ubercharge is out from red as they're pretty forward here. The medic getting thrown over to the side, that actually kind of works in their favor. Soldier just tanking heals, Jackie Legs staying alive, Agile coming in for the stab. Jackie Legs going down as he blasts the spy in his face. Medic has retreated, and looks like the point will flip-flop here.
Yeah, interesting kind of Uber there from SDCK. They tried to do a forward hold, but they didn't really have enough people on the grass side. And POYOTECH just busted through there, and they tried to kind of Uber onto them with Yahoo, and it didn't really work out. So, you know, they lost a lot of players, and they lost the point. And now Layla has her Uber charge. It's going to be about SDCK trying to get that out of the equation.
Yeah, Jackie Legs did bomb forward there. Kind of tough, though, to get that second rocket of damage in. Sandburn pushing forward. He has to drop back now. Posner and Mezzo down. And there goes Yahoo as well. So some of the protective classes have been dealt with. Charge being faked by Gedu. As Jackie Legs goes over the top and gets the pack. He's, again, though, not able to get a lot of damage on Layla. She's fine in the midst of that dispenser.
Yeah, the dispenser's looking a little bit worse for wear. That was the thing. Jackie jumps over, he manages to get 1 rocket, and then he survives long enough to jump again and get more rockets, but she's taking no damage by standing inside that dispenser. And Karpi actually takes down Kazarok, so SDCK looking, you know, like the options they're trying aren't really working. And then Yahoo again with the jetpack, trying to get something done, but he can't. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Layla drops!
Oh no, yeah, the jetpack itself immediately was like, kind of a fizzle, but then as he lands right by Rock and just runs into everybody, they can't put him down. And the supporting damage as well is just too much. Big frags, Layla, unfortunate stuff there as well, because you're sort of like, guys, it's just a pyro, just get that kill. And then all this spam just comes in the midst of it. Yeah, it ended up dropping. Oh, although now it's Gedu in trouble. Oh no, this is real unfortunate, because now it just doesn't matter that you got the kill on Layla if you just give up the point here. Although the spike coming in from behind on Layla is right behind D-Cloaks. Layla, though, is able to turn around. Let the teammates deal with that. All these players down for SDCK.
It's actually looking better and better for POYOTECH right now. I mean, they're in a similar situation to how they were about a minute ago. They have the point, they have the Uber advantage. And SDCK, you know, took them a while to crack that. So again, like, you know, POYOTECH just kind of holding here and chilling. And, you know, they don't care when stuff happens. They just go forward and try to get the cap pressure. And SDCK aren't really doing that. They're not really caring about going for the point. They're just trying to, actually, no, there we go. May is trying to do now. And maybe that's what they need to do, just get some cap time and bait POYOTECH into doing something.
It is King of the Hill. The hill is all that really matters here. Yahoo going in again for that bomb. Sandburn is sniped down at the same time, though, so not as much supporting damage. Layla pops supercharge this time. Oscar down, Jackie Legs down, the demo bombing forward. Gedu at 88%, but 30 health. Able to get out there.
You remember when I said about Joe chasing medics to spawn?
Yeah.
Basically inside their spawn, but just misses out on getting the kill. And yeah, Gedu now has that 100% Uber, and this is maybe what SDCK were waiting for, getting the force and now using this advantage to just wipe them up.
Yeah, Joe was able to back up there, which was huge. Now the pressure coming in here. Sandburn bombing over the top here, and great pressure as Karpi goes down, Poy goes down, Jackie Legs on the point. They're trying to get that capture, maybe delaying it a little bit. There we go, it is done, but the overtime here means that they can just kind of instantly recap and win the round. Layla 80% was thinking about coming in, but now it's just like, okay, no. Just back up, get your heals. Now they can come in actually and just use this Uber charge with a huge advantage. Like I said, just need to cap the point to get the round. Jackie Legs the big bomb in, but gonna get stuffed. So many players there, including the Pyro. Layla does use here on Joe. They're pushing forward, pushing the scout forward, and then getting a few players on the point here. They could stack it even harder, but right now that ×5 red finally realizes what the problem is. The spy coming in the scout as well. They've cleared up the point.
They actually gets the kill onto Rambosaur. Rambosaur eventually dying to his own sentry, and now Gedu's trying to heal May. Karpi's coming in. They've used the Uber. Karpi managing to get the force and live just by his presence being on the point, and Hugo getting a lot of damage again, and it looks like POYOTECH are just going to bust this with all their players.
So much pressure now. The soldier coming over, gets skipped off, can't hold it. And I think it was really unfortunate that Gedu got forced in that Uber charge. I think if they still had that for another 10 seconds or so, you know, then you can get those reinforcements and you can get that next fight. Very close round, but POYOTECH taking it.
Yeah, I mean, that initial Uber was... I mean, it didn't get us everything that they wanted to get done, but hey, SDCK, you know, again, losing the first round on the map. We'll see if they can come back this time. Again, Yahoo running this jetpack, getting mostly denied, and so does Jackie Legs, so not getting as much value out of that utility as they want to, but the rest of the players in SDCK are getting a lot of kills. And again, they're doing that tight unit, round the rock, sending in a couple of aggressive players and having everyone else playing as a group, protecting Gedu and just getting control of the point.
Yeah, it's that combo of like Yahoo actually like didn't die there. And then they get, the kills that they get are Aj and Poise. So you're like, okay, well, we don't have to worry about the spy. We can just look forward. Plus, they don't have a heavy weapons guy. Plus, we cleared him out of rock. So it's just like so much chaos. And right now Gedu about to get the charge. Layla just coming out of on cliffside. And Aj gets the stab on Gedu. So SDCK had a charge, no longer do. Karpi sniping down Jackie Legs as well. That'll limit their mobility.
Yeah, I mean, it's big plays like that. It's big plays like that that, you know, give POYOTECH these really strong positions where now they have the point, they have the Uber, and they've lost Karpi, which is going to be a big thorn in their side because now they, you know, they're going to struggle to actually to hold on to this as much as they were before because they have that sniper pressure, which they don't now.
Yahoo again going for the bomb in, does actually get a weird air blast on Layla. Doesn't really kind of stop her, well, too much, but then she can't really find the maybe the best target to use the end of that Uber charge. Doesn't really matter too much. The fight continuing with POYOTECH still in control of the point. They've lost Joe though. He gets sniped down. Players surging forward from SDCK.
Yeah, that's again, you know, when POYOTECH are having this sort of hold, when they have the advantages, it relies so much on them having Karpi alive and watching those sidelines. But when he goes down, nobody else is being aggressive, and it just gives SDCK so much room to walk forward, and they're getting the forces really, really easily. So either they need to do better in keeping Karpi alive, or they need to figure out who else is going to be aggressive and deny that space, because at the moment, nobody else is. But big jump in from Joe, he does get the force.
Yeah, great bomb in. He was going super fast, stayed low though. Didn't get hung up on the bridge. They lose Hugo as well, but Layla with 95%. Getting ready to push in here.
Yeah, they probably want to try and contest this without using. But look at Samba, and again, like he is the one who's denying the space for free. This is what they need to do on POYOTECH, and you know he's getting those stickies forward. He's making sure that people aren't gonna, you know, have to use late. And there we go, Joey's gonna have to use. He's gonna get some stickies down on the cliff, but he's not gonna catch Gedu. He's not actually going to get any kills whatsoever. He just gets cleaned up by May. Very, very easy, and really, really poor return on that Uber.
Yeah, for sure. Right now, though, Aj again stabs down Gedu. Yeah, it looks like the point, though, might just flip back in favor of SDCK regardless. They're waiting a little bit just to get Gedu respawned. Now they'll finish the capturing.
Yeah, smart play. It means they get Gedu back in action slightly earlier rather than delaying his spawn, but he's still going to have a huge disadvantage. But, you know, you take a look at the time, SDCK is so far in the lead, they lose Joe. Backstab there from Mezzo, and the thing is, you know, POYOTECH were happy to have the Ubers and wait for SDCK to make a play. It seems they're struggling on using these Ubers effectively enough to actually hold on to the point for any length of time at the moment, because they're using the Ubers onto Joe, and Joe's not killing the entire team. He's not killing anybody, and again, this time they've got middle in it though.
Oh yeah, and right now, Sandberg getting trapped. He's gonna get taken out. Ploy and Karpi did get sniped on the entrance by Kazarak, who also picks off Joe. So 3 players dropped here. They haven't been able to get enough players forward and get the frags to capture the point. Looks like SDCK rallying hard as Layla goes down to the flying pyro again.
Again! Oh. It's like his 3rd med pick in a row now, and he seems to be the only one keeping POYOTECH in this round, and it might be enough to just buy them a lifeline a little bit more time on the point, but the issue is every time they're trying to contest, they're losing so many players from random DM fights, and it's making it quite difficult. And there we go, Cho gets the cap and ties to Yahoo, and Yahoo's going to take that trade every day of the week because he's going to get a faster respawn now and no demo for POYOTECH.
Oscar in for SDCK, but it's really just him. He's going to get taken care of. And the overtime here, though, as SDCK throwing so many players forward from spawn, getting some pressure on the point. May just trying to tow it a little bit. Ash lurking behind, though, has gotten Kazarak as Karpi now the one to get Gedu. They don't have any heals, but they're trying to stand on the point, trying to get the capture. They still have plenty of time to work with. Looks like that might have just been a full team sack wave. See if they can get in next and get some results. 80%, 90% on Layla, though.
Yeah, we see Mezzo trying to cross behind enemy lines there, stuck between a demo and his stickies. But yeah, now this is the situation POYOTECH want to be in. Uber, they have Karpi, and they have the point. And now SDCK, this is where we've seen them struggle a little bit to get the forces. And it looks like they just want to go forward and fight this. Less than 60 seconds off on the clock. They're going to force the Uber as well. And they actually take down Samba, Yahoo, and Clark.
Yeah, and pretty good exchange there. As POYOTECH still holding on to it. Ash saying my sapper doesn't work? Question mark. Not sure about that.
Faulty sapper, but Jackie Legs goes down there to the mini sentry of Rambasol, and I mean 30 seconds left on the clock. All SDCK need to do is capture the point, but they're not going to have an Uber for another few seconds or so. And Layla is at 55%, so you know they're probably not going to have enough time to counter Uber. And here we go, they're going to get aggressive with this.
Yeah, at the same time, Ash coming in from behind. Oh no, actually, only gets Kazarak before getting picked off. A big fight happening on the point, though. It does look like SDCK getting cleared up. Not able to get the capture here. All the players down. Still so much charge to time to wind down off the point. I just don't think that they can get a bomb out here in time to contest.
They might be able to get some point, but there we go. Layla has an Uber. And
it comes out kind of early.
Yeah.
To be honest. As the fight continuing here, May is here. Players still continuing on the point. Jackie Legs on the point. Sandburn on the point. They're still fighting. Gedu trying to use the taunt from the Applicator to do the AoE heal. Now, though, it's definitely clearly not enough. Oscar coming in, gonna get cleared off. And POYOTECH, what a comeback on that round. Didn't look like they were gonna get it.
That was a huge comeback. They were, 2 minutes down there, and they were facing, they had an overtime against them. And SDCK had this huge Uber, but somehow they have a huge Uber advantage against nothing, and they managed to wipe. I think they try to focus the cap too much rather than focus the kills. And POYOTECH, again, living, and they're at least getting a golden cap out of this, because if it's a 3-2, that counts as a golden cap in COF in ETF2L. So SDCK here, they need to win 3 on the bounce.
Yeah, Poi getting taken out here. Hugo, good bomb in here. Doesn't really kind of accomplish too much, but nice damage across. Oh no, Layla getting sniped by Kazarak, and it does look like SDCK strongly winning that mid-fight.
Yeah, looking a lot more confident, just being a lot more aggressive and more of a unit, not seeing any kind of jetpacks or really deep bombs. Focusing Karpi early on, and they get him down again. And just trying to keep their players together and being aggressive. And again, we're seeing this forward hold this time. Didn't work out for them in the first round. We'll see what happens this time as they do exactly the same thing. They use the Uber and sort of rotate onto grass, and all they get is Joe. And I'm not sure I see the value in dropping down with the Uber there to try and contest it on the low ground.
Yeah, I hear that for sure. Layla 75%, so they're sort of at that awkward of you're not really stacking players. You're just trying to push out here. You can't really walk out yet, so you're just sort of waiting. Don't really want to bleed players. Hugo takes a bit of damage. Jackie Legs jumping around over on China. And Kazarak getting sniped by Karpi, so that's a good opening frag. They're trying to work in a connector here. They're soaking middle. Might just pop a recharge on the scout. Indeed they do. Trying to get Sandburn down here as well. Chasing him. Hugo there. Is going to get a flash. Will be able to escape. We're going to get the capture.
Hugo's actually been doing a really, really good job during a lot of these fights. Either being part of the Uber or when the enemy team's being Ubered, being in a position to get good damage on them once that Uber's worn off. So I've been impressed with his jumping around so far. And yeah, I mean that was fairly successful out of POYOTECH, but it does mean that there we go. SDCK have the Uber this time, and they're on the chase.
Yeah, Ash with a nice stab on Poscar there before things open up. It does look like SDCK getting a lot of pressure on the point. Their medic has kind of backed up behind Rock as Kazrock gets sniped down. Harpy from China looking to snipe here as the bomb coming in from Hugo as well. We'll just kind of find the mini-yun. Pressure continuing though as Pyro, other players getting on point here. Ash also looking for maybe some sort of stab over by Japan. He's getting in position right behind Sandburn here. And we'll get that frag. Poi going down, but otherwise very good for POYOTECH.
Yeah, I mean, we were starting to see that situation where teams leapfrog. You know, they use an Uber, capture the point. Enemy team uses the Uber, capture the point. The difference here is POYOTECH have walked forward. They've captured the point, but they haven't used their Uber. So now they have a bit of an advantage. Gedu's catching up. Jackie Legs was so close. He was left alive for quite a long time and almost got the kill onto Layla, but didn't. And now SDCK have to deal with the fact that Layla has an Uber. She is back on cliff, well protected, and this has been their struggle to try and break this kind of hold. They do have an Uber in play. But it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to just try to, you know, trade this.
Yeah, Ash doing such a good job lurking behind as Uber charge coming out here from POYOTECH to delay the capture. And the counter Uber out from Gedu, but again, it's sort of flashing all these players, delays the capture a bit. They're still trying to delay it, not able to anymore. But the bomb coming in, Layla has gone down here for POYOTECH in the midst of that though. It's very unfortunate. Gedu low health. Ash might come out here in a second. No, okay, gonna just keep lurking around cliff and whatnot. That was a good hold by SDCK.
Yeah, really well played. I mean, Sandburn was the one being so aggressive. He was basically on the fence of the enemy team on the point, just waiting, just kind of just saying to POYOTECH, just come forward and, you know, fight us. And they did, and there we go. Meza comes in behind and gets Layla with the revolver, just baiting in the aggression and waiting for those pick classes to take them down one by one, and that's not looked good for them. And now this is going to be a huge task for POYOTECH to try and get something down. 100% Uber for Gedu, and that's a tough ask.
Yeah, for sure. Still within the realm of possibility. We'll see if Ash can maybe get another backstomp on Gedu. Would be a great time for it right now. He's got that Uber charge. He's going to get spotted out by Clark though. So they kind of at least have a key eye on where he is. Gedu's going to use nonetheless. Gets pushed forward a little bit to find Sandburn. Maybe he has to watch out for middle though, as middle right on top of the medic will get piped down by Sandburn. Clutch kill there. Gedu very low health, but sneaking away. Hugo is fighting on the point, not going to be able to get any frags there. POYOTECH need to get out there, need to get that cap time. They're in trouble here. The medics and Pyro have to go big here, but the Pyro is down. There goes Carpy as well. May with a 7 spree at the end of this round. Clark also scoring quite a few points.
Yeah, 2-1 now, and you know it's still like map point. SDCK have dropped at least a point from this map, but POYOTECH win this round, then they get the full 3 points. But if SDCK get a round and it's a 3-2, then it's just going to be a golden cap. So, I mean, there's still, this could all decide who gets the top seed come later in the season. I know it's only week 2, but this is going to be a really, really, really important round.
Yeah, SDCK taking that first map, so salvaging some points here after losing the first 2 rounds would be great. Right now this round, it's SDCK losing a few players early. POYOTECH now pushing out to stop this capture. They've lost Hugo, their soldier. Otherwise, the situation's still pretty good for him, although there goes Joe, and their spy doesn't get in. Oh no, he did get Gedu! Goes down, but got the medic first. Cap looks like it still might go underway, though. No, okay, it's getting blocked. It was one of those situations that they did cap it, they would have actually pushed back their medic spawn anyways, so would have been mixed results.
I mean, I was talking in between maps about how the spies are going to become activated on this map with a lot more freedom, a lot more ability to do stuff, and both Agi and Meza have been doing a lot for their teams, getting a lot of kills, but Agi, I swear, must be on 4 or 5 medic kills so far. Like, he's getting so much work done, and that's really keeping his team in such a good position, because this is, again, like I said before, this is where they want to be in. They want to have Layla with 100%, and they want to have her healing Carpy, and it makes it very, very hard for SDCK to get anything done, because they're just denying this cap pressure.
Yeah, and Ash looking again for Gedu. This time kind of unsuccessful rotations. It's Mezu coming in for the stab on Carpy. which is nice, and that does kind of give SDCK some confidence here, but they're pushing into an overcharge. Gedu, though, with 66, will be able to, well, he's trying to back up on main. Joe right on top of him, not quite able to get the final burst of damage there.
Yeah, again, just, you know, everyone was focused on cleaning up the players around the point, and Joe just yeets himself forward and just wants to get that medic regardless of what's going on. And what that ends up doing is, you know, you either get the medic and it's a huge play, but so far he's not been able to get a medic with any of those jumps, and it just gives SDCK free capture points because you haven't got that demo spam. And Gedu does have that 100% Uber now. You know, they need to maybe figure out a way how they can try and get it. Oh, no, they actually get the force somehow. Was it Hugo?
Yeah, double bomb in from Sandburn and Jackie Legs, but not really able to find players over on Cliff. Poi and Joe, though, getting taken out. Avs trying to push forward as well. He goes down. So SDK just about 25 seconds behind on the clock, but feeling pretty confident here. Layla will get the charge, though. We'll see if they can get a good counter push here and possibly recap.
Yeah, times are very, very equal here. This round has been pretty tight. You know, SDCK know that their backs are against the walls and they have to get something done. Otherwise, it's a map over for them. And look at where POYOTECH are jumping in from. They're going in from the far side, and they've not got much out of that at all. They've dropped Carpi and Poi, so no heavy or sniper. They did get a fair amount of kills, but they've lost more.
Yes, certainly. Now they're in that situation where they could cap here. They would like to cap. It's going to slow down some of their respawns, though. Now they're starting to see, okay, maybe they are getting pressure. Oh, Gedu does go down to a roller from Joe. Could have been a direct. I didn't see it cleanly, but I didn't think I saw it.
No, it was just random spam. Yeah, it was just random spam, and he just takes too much and dies, and that's given a huge advantage for
Poyo.
So yeah, and now they're in a situation where they have an uber advantage. T-Borden is down, so no reflex, but really good position for them now.
Yeah, the Ubercharge advantage and the capture. Great stuff for him. Layla getting that dispenser pill to stand inside, right by pocket. See if we see a Yahoo bomb in again with that Pyro jetpack. Ubercharge used here by Layla, pushing forward. She's full health, so I'm not quite sure what triggered that decision. Maybe they thought they could snag Gedu, but Gedu retreats right away.
Yeah, I mean, that's so odd. They haven't done that so far in the game, and it's been working out well for them, just kind of sitting back and waiting for the enemy team to try and put the pressure on. But they don't get it done, and there we go, Sandburn just walks across the point, and with Jackie Legs being the distraction, manages to get the kill onto Layla. They use the Uber just to keep the players alive. But yeah, they're going to get this capture point now, and probably overtaking the time stakes.
Yeah, it's a pretty good situation for SDCK. You know, as POYOTECH, you're like, okay, well, at least they used their, you know, so you feel like, okay, we can kind of do a dry push maybe soon here, kind of get back to the action, get back to attempting. We don't have to just completely slow things down. But still, you know, pretty disappointing results from it. Hugo pushing in right now. Hugo big bomb across. He's going to end up not really getting too much results. Joe gets sniped down though. Yeah, right now the fight going down on the point here. The two players up though for POYOTECH, though SDCK, just dominant stuff. Not really being able to get scattered by the POYOTECH team.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good decision, I feel, to go in dry there, because Ubers were equal, but there weren't going to be Ubers in play for another 30 seconds or so. But they get absolutely nothing. I mean, they kill Sandburn, but they lose their entire team and they lose Layla. Now they've got 20 seconds to try and cap at this point, and they have to deal with Gedu having an Uber. So, yeah, there we go. The Uber's been forced, but Layla goes down immediately. He's cleaned up here. And yeah, SDCK just total control.
Boy hiding behind the rock for a second there, and then the medic seeing him, probably being like, guys, you know, there's a heavy right here. Medic was supercharged, so that worked out okay. Hugo trying to bomb in here, trying to keep this point going. Does get some decent rockets and some time on the point. The scout is there as well. Actually, looks like they might get this capture. That's going to push some of their spawns back. No more so, it pushes some of the spawns forward from the other team. Oscar on the point fighting. He's just by himself. He gets taken out. Jackie Legs and the scout's down. So maybe these players throwing themselves forward actually bought POYOTECH some time here.
They do actually have sort of number advantage, even including the respawn rate, and they have an Uber advantage, but SDCK know that they can just focus the point It's going to be, I mean, the early kills are going to be what makes it. Both Pyros going head to head. Joe goes down though, no demo. Agi and Rambasaur getting a couple of kills. Poy's gone down. SDCK getting the cap time.
Yeah, they're just pressuring so hard here. Big frags on Py and Joe early. They had to hold there for 30 seconds, and it's one of those situations where they had an Uber ad, but it's like, yeah, I mean, that Uber is going to come into play if you could hold for 20 seconds. And SDCK just knew that the time to pressure was then. They got out there and got it done at the late in that round.
Yeah,
so
now
final round here.
Yeah, 3-2. It's gonna be the final score, and Gedu is the first casualty. Gets piped by Joe.
Yeah, and this time Sandburn, and Jackie Lake's aggression just doesn't matter as the frags have already kind of come in here. Layla will end up going down to Yahoo. But just so many other frags for POYOTECH, quite nice. Mezzo getting a final stab there at the end there on Hugo, and will get away for the health pack, but pretty disastrous mid-fight for SDCK.
I mean, it's pretty disastrous, but the fact that Layla dies to a scorch shot, or not a scorch shot, what's it called, the detonator, I mean, it's almost too easy, and it does mean that Gedu has a bit of an Uber advantage now. SDCK know that they can be aggressive with that, but they actually lose Sandburn and Yahoo very early, and Kazro gets backstabbed, so them trying to do it dry didn't work out very well, same as to how it did with POYOTECH before, so interesting turn of events, and I think that's going to buy a little bit more time for POYOTECH to just chill and get themselves set up, and maybe the Uber advantage won't come into play.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Right now, the second's ticking off here. Gedu does want to get in. They're going to use it aggressively here. 15% away is Layla. She's backing up in the choke here. Jackie Lake's pushing forward, wants to get that kill. Carby with the point blank snipe, though. Sandburn down as well. The Uber charge going to be ready here from Layla. The point has been flip-flopped, but that's just going to delay Sandburn's spawn, so not really too bad of a situation. The counter push is in here. The Pyro does go down early there. Poscore behind the point will get the kill on the heavy weapons guy, and most of the players from POYOTECH staying alive. Joe and Borden going to get actually their spawns pushed back. Such a small but important mechanic there.
Yeah, it can't be understated how important that could be. I mean, yeah, Pyro and Demo not going to be on the front lines, and that means no spam and no denial. And look how easy it is for SDCK to walk forward because of that.
Yeah, if those players were there 5 seconds earlier, would have been a huge difference. Yahoo does go down, but Hugo bouncing around will get sniped out. Oscore, though, is found by the demo spam. So, well, I guess still tentative frags on both sides. Point not really getting taken, so this works out for POYOTECH. Get it with a slight ad behind the rock. We'll see if they can actually leverage this as the point just continues to be blocked here. Oh, and there goes ad again! The drop on Gedu. They did not use the charge to get forward. Waited too long and to get stabbed down. Brutal stuff. Layla about to get the charge now. She's over on Dispenser. Mezzo is there, but gonna get ran into by the sniper, so even the Desperation Spy play gonna be very difficult for SDCK to pull off right now.
Yeah, I mean, SDK didn't get the capture either, so, you know, over a 2-minute advantage now for POYOTECH. They get the force, but you know, they should at least get overtime based on this. Look how far Joe is going again, trying to chase down Sandburn at least, maybe to get some sort of trade. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be, it's going to be really tight here.
Yeah, and the fake charge being called by Gedu, but Gedu just 60% right now. They have 15 seconds to cap the point before POYOTECH just straight up wins it. The snipe on Carpy coming in, Hugo bombing in to push back some of these players, pushes back Sandburn. He's taking a bit of damage here. 2:40 on the clock for SDCK to burn through. Layla getting stabbed down.
But Agi did the same.
As well.
Agi gets Gedu, and because they captured the point, his spawn's been delayed. So even though he got stabbed before Layla, both spies did it within like a second of each other. Layla spawns, you know, a few seconds beforehand, and Kazarok with a really late spawn as well because of the fact they captured that point.
And they just have so much player advantage with those factors building up. Everybody's getting forward here. Poscar getting sniped down. The heavy weapons guy, that's such a crucial player. The soldiers bump into each other right by the midpoint. And then Gedu goes down to Hugo. Now Sandberg getting blasted behind the point. May still fighting from behind. but all these players pretty banged up for POYOTECH, but they know they just basically have to recapture here, hold for a few seconds, getting on the point now. And the clock's ticking. Yahoo not going to be able to get out. That's going to do it for SDCK. POYOTECH winning. Viaduct take the first 2 rounds, lose the next 2 rounds, and then take that final round. So a map to both teams at the end of the day. Pretty good game, CeeJaey.
Pretty good game. I mean, we did say at the start how this was kind of like the first act. You know, these two teams heavily favored to be the ones playing the final come the end of the season. We'll have to see whether other teams are going to be able to step up to this level, where this was really going to be a show to see the level at which these two teams are playing against each other. 2 golden caps on each map, one going to one team, one going to another. You know, the scoreboard is going to say 3-3 on ETF2L. Both team takes home, 3 points. But it says so much more that, these two teams are really pretty close at the moment. And it's going to be interesting to see how this develops over the season. And no advantage has been made now due to the head-to-head. So if these two teams do go on to win all of their other games, they'll have to decide the first seed somehow. So yeah, pressure's on both teams to try and keep winning their remaining games to try and get as high a seed as possible.
Once again, to the sponsor for this season of the ETF2L Highlander Premiership, that is manco.store. Also, one more shout out to our producer Scrambled, as well as the rest of the Critscast production crew. Also want to shout out all the viewers for joining us today, as well as anybody who has subscribed. We appreciate that support. That does trickle its way back down to casters and producers, as well as just kind of funding the Critscast engine overall. So we appreciate that support. That gives you kind of premier access to the VODs on Twitch, but everything still is available over on the YouTubes. So don't fret. Any final words from you, CeeJaey?
I mean, it's week 2. We've already had some epic games, and there's plenty more action to come. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, it's a pleasure to cast with you as always.
Yeah, me as well. Thanks for joining me, CeeJaey. It was great to hear your insights. And, thanks again for the viewers for joining us. But that's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. I am eXtine, and we will see you guys next time. Peace out!